Have you ever wondered why some people have life-changing and powerful experiences with God while fasting, while others don't feel any spiritual breakthrough? Fasting, when done the right way, has the power to attract heaven's attention, align your heart with God's, and open doors to the supernatural. But beware, there are two things you should never do while fasting. These actions can drive God's presence away and nullify the spiritual purpose of your fast. In this video, you'll discover how to avoid these mistakes and learn how to fully experience a fast that truly pleases the Lord. Stay with me until the end, because these truths can transform your walk with Christ forever. Before we dive into the two things you should never do, it's important to understand what fasting is and why it attracts God so powerfully. Fasting is much more than simply refraining from something. It's a profound spiritual practice. Fasting isn't just about abstaining from food or something you enjoy. Above all, it's an act of surrender. It's a way of declaring that God is more important than our physical, emotional, or material needs. When we fast, we're saying, "Lord, I depend on you more than anything else." This attitude of surrender is what sets spiritual fasting apart from mere discipline or a common habit. It is a deeply intimate gesture toward God. In the Bible, we find countless examples of men and women who fasted to seek God during critical moments. Moses fasted for 40 days before receiving the 10 Commandments, Exodus 34:28. Esther fasted with the entire nation of Israel to seek deliverance from the threat of genocide, Esther 4:16. Jesus himself fasted for 40 days in the wilderness before beginning his ministry, Matthew 4:1-2, showing us how central fasting is in connecting with God. These examples show us that fasting is a powerful spiritual tool, but it must be used with understanding. It can strengthen our faith, help us hear God's voice more clearly, and even open doors for miracles. But pay attention. Not every fast is pleasing in God's eyes. There are attitudes that can nullify the purpose of fasting or even turn it into something harmful to our spiritual lives. Now, let's get to the core. The two things you must never do while fasting. 1. Don't fast to show off your spirituality. This is one of Jesus' clearest warnings about fasting. In Matthew 6:16-18, he said, "When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full." Jesus warned against the temptation of using fasting as a way to show off our spirituality to others. It is not meant for human approval or recognition. Think about this. When you fast, are you seeking to please God or impress those around you? Unfortunately, it's very easy to fall into the trap of spiritual pride, especially in environments where fasting is highly valued. But Jesus reminds us that if our goal is to appear spiritual in the eyes of others, we've already received our full reward, and it will only be human recognition. That's not the result you want from your time of fasting. Fasting is an intimate act between you and God. It doesn't need to be announced or displayed. On the contrary, it should be done in secret, with humility and sincerity. What matters isn't what others see, but what God sees in your heart. It's this genuine pursuit, free from pride and spotlight, that attracts heaven's attention and brings deep spiritual results that transform the lives of those who fast with the right intentions. 2. Don't fast without purpose. The second thing you must never do is begin a fast without a clear purpose. Fasting is not just about abstaining from food or other things. It's about seeking something specific from God. Without a purpose, fasting can become just an empty ritual, or worse, a disguised diet. It loses its spiritual significance when it's not tied to a sincere desire to align yourself with God's will and purpose for your life. Isaiah 58 is a powerful chapter that talks about the kind of fasting that pleases God. In it, the Lord questions the people of Israel. Is this the kind of fast I have chosen? Only a day for people to humble themselves? Is it only for bowing one's head like a reed and for lying in sackcloth and ashes? Isaiah 58:5. God is not interested in empty rituals. He wants fasting to be a reflection of a heart genuinely surrendered to Him, seeking transformation. So before you begin a fast, ask yourself, what is the purpose of this fast? Maybe you're seeking direction for an important decision, interceding for someone in need, or simply longing to grow closer to God. Whatever the purpose, keep it clear in your mind and heart. A well-defined purpose transforms fasting into a journey of spiritual growth and alignment with God, making it a truly impactful and meaningful experience. A purposeful fast not only draws us closer to God, but also transforms us. It helps us identify areas in our lives that need change, makes us more sensitive to the Holy Spirit's voice, and prepares us to fulfill God's plans for us. That's why fasting, when directed and conducted with sincerity, has the power to open spiritual doors and bring miracles into our lives. It's a journey of discovery, both of God's will and of ourselves. Now I want you to pause and reflect. How have your fasts been? Have they been moments of deep connection with God, or do you feel like you're just going hungry without seeing spiritual results? If your fasts haven't been effective, it might be time to reevaluate your approach. Are you fasting with a sincere and humble heart? Are you fasting with a clear purpose, or have you unknowingly fallen into some of the traps we mentioned today? Fasting is also a time for self-examination. Ask yourself, am I truly seeking God, or am I just trying to fulfill a religious obligation? This is the moment to be honest with yourself. God doesn't want an empty sacrifice. He wants your heart, your sincerity, your total surrender. Remember, fasting is not about perfection, but about a genuine intention to seek God's presence and align yourself with His will for your life. And remember, no matter how your past fasts have been, you can always start again. God's grace is available to all of us. He is a loving Father, ready to teach and guide us even when we fail. What matters is taking the next step with faith and determination. If this video has helped you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and watch the next video, which is now on your screen. May God bless you and strengthen you. See you in the next video.